I don't know if they named their company Relogic for the reason I'm thinking, because it's like real estate logic. It makes sense. So Relogic is on my referral list at referralist.com. These guys came to me with this concept, and I thought, what a cool thing. They do short sales, but they do it a little different. Ken O'Donnell is with us. He's a managing broker with Relogic, and they want to help you. First of all, a short sale for those people who want to walk away from their home, but they don't want the credit ding of a foreclosure, because you can buy a home a lot sooner with a short sale than you can with a foreclosure.
Absolutely.
They don't consider that near as bad
Sure.
as a foreclosure or near as bad as a bankruptcy.
Absolutely.
So if you're totally buried in debt, you may not want to do it, but there's almost always a reason to examine a short sale. So let's talk about one of the things you do differently. You guys have the ability to get the process started immediately. Why is that?
Absolutely. We actually have, through our resources, we have an affiliated company that helps us with the process. And the majority of the reason that short sales take so long, 6 months, 9 months, you hear all these horror stories, is primarily because a property will sit on the market for 3 or 4 months
before you get an offer.
Before you even get an offer. And now, and who's to say what that offer is? Is it a financed offer? Does somebody have to sell a home? And then when they finally do accept it, is that person going to be around in 6 months, 8 months, waiting around? They've probably put out 15 other offers on other properties and moved on. So one of the key components is that when we take the listing, there is automatically a cash offer that's submitted to the bank through one of our affiliated companies. A
cash offer. So by doing that, they can get the process started immediately.
Immediately. It takes about 2 months off of the process, as a matter of fact. When that cash offer gets submitted, too, it's very clean. It gives the bank very little to look at except for the price. It brings them to the table. Absolutely.
And then if they come back, you may negotiate a little higher
Sure.
or a little lower, but at least you get it going immediately. There's another reason. You have full-time specialists.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, there's 2 facets to that. Is that we have a full-time transaction coordination team. And all that coordination team does from the time that they wake up, the time they get their coffee, to the time that they go home at the end of the day, is that they're processing short sales. These are experts that have intimate knowledge.
That's all they do.
That's all they do. They have intimate knowledge of banks. They have intimate knowledge of who to contact, how to escalate, what to say, who to say it to.
In fact, I was talking to your boss or your director, and he was telling me, and I know him very well, Victor, he was saying that there's a woman there and one of the specialists there who is on first name basis with some of these people.
Absolutely.
So I'm saying, let me talk to Harry.
Right.
Harry, here's what I got for you. Isn't that nice to be able to do that?
It's great, you know. And the other end of the phone, I mean, the
Cut
banks
through
are
all that red tape.
the banks are trying to do the best they can, ironically enough. But a lot of the people on the other end of the phone are $10, $12, $14 hour employees. And so we know how to escalate that. When you get to an impasse working with a bank and with some of their processors, it's just sometimes you just got to escalate it. So they know where to go, who to call, and they have special numbers that they can call sometimes when it's necessary.
And I want to dispel some rumors. There's not always a deficiency. There's always a deficiency because it's there,
right.
But you don't always get socked with it. More and more banks have been allowing people to negotiate out of it.
Absolutely. You know, we've the short sale inherently has a deficiency in it, and what we're able to do most of the time is we're able to get the deficiency waived, where the bank will say,
they won't come after you.
We will accept this offer. Here's what we'll do. Blah blah blah. We'll close on this day, and then we will not come after you for this deficiency. And so that's a huge burden that can be completely taken care of by doing a short sale. You don't have that advantage on a foreclosure if the property goes foreclosure.
Right. Now there's something else I want to talk about, tax implications. People say, okay, if I owe, and I'll just use fictitious numbers, I owe $300 and we sell it for $200, well now I have a $100,000 phantom income and I'm going to have to pay tax on it. If it's your primary residence, that's almost never the case because there's something called the Mortgage Relief Act, which says if you have a deficiency waived in a primary residence or in a foreclosure, that you don't pay tax on it. Now you look it up. If it's your primary residence, and then even if it's not your primary residence, there is something called insolvency. If you can prove you're insolvent before and after the transaction, meaning you're in debt and your assets outweigh your liabilities, your liabilities outweigh your assets, then no taxes. So that's a relief for a lot of people.
Sure. There's a lot of pressure from the government coming down on both the banks as well as the branches of the IRS to really try to help help this process along, and that is one of the things
Oh
that
yeah,
we're doing.
almost never pay tax. Now there are some that do, but they're so rare. What you need to do is call them. And here's another thing: no charge. Explain how you can do that. No charge.
Yeah, we work completely on a contingency, a success fee. So we take on the short sale and we process it to the end. We are so confident that we do a very good job for the clients that we're able to do that and get paid by the bank.
And you get paid by the bank. 303-551-9000 is their number. 303-551-9000. Look, they know that you need people you can trust. They will keep everything in confidence. They will counsel you. Here's the website, Relogic, RELOGIC. If you think about real estate logic, it's RELOGIC, relogic.com.
Coming up.